I check based on if the customer is paying or not. If they're paying, then I solve the
That's
problem.
perfect way to do it.
If it's not paying customer and they're complaining,
Right.
I don't really take that.
But
Hi, I'm David Beckham. From Auckland, New Zealand.
you know, when people say like, when they see your product, right, and they say, "Oh, it's difficult to use,"
Mm.
do you think that's a valid excuse not to use the product? Because I mean, there are still some people who don't know how to use Facebook properly,
Yeah.
right? So, what I mean is like, we need to find out. Like, do you find out who are the people who are complaining,
Mm.
and whether or not
Is it valid?
is it
complaint?
their weakness or is it your app weakness? How do you differentiate the two?
I check based on if the customer is paying or not. If they're paying, then I solve the
That's
problem.
perfect way to do it.
If it's not paying customer and they're complaining,
Right.
I don't really take that.
But what if they say like, because you give some free trial, right?
Yeah.
What if they say like, oh, I tried the trial and because it's too hard to use, I'm not gonna pay.
Yeah. So if they're not paying, they're not our target customers, right?
Right. No, but I mean, well, but that they're complaining they will pay if it's easy to use.
Mm.
Yeah. So you won't trust that.
No, we started and we adjusted a lot for the market because they didn't even know the difference between Facebook page and group.
Exactly.
And then,
Right. That's
so
the thing.
we had to actually tone down a lot of the technology part to make sure they can the mass population can
Yeah.
use our service.
Yes.
So we use everything they're familiar with, like Viber, Zoom.
Yeah.
Even like we had to teach how to use Zoom to them. So
Yeah.
if they're paying customer, we go
Of
that
course.
up
Yeah.
to that level. Yeah.
But that means you teach them how to use it, but you
Yeah.
don't tone down your app because you can't really tone
do
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Right? Exactly. I mean, even company like Microsoft or Google,
Mm.
right? Their products so complex to use,
Mm.
they issue you certifications, right?
Yeah.
so they can't complain. Oh, Microsoft too hard to use.
Yeah.
They're not gonna make it easier,
Yeah.
right? So there are certain things that you can make it only as easy as you can, but not easier.
Just a few UI tricks, but you can really do.
Yeah, because most apps you're gonna have a text box button. How can you make it easier than that?
Yeah.
Right. If you can't use it, then they'll probably use a problem. Now the only issue with that is when you talk to investors, they might heard about your app being difficult,
Mm.
and they might believe it. That's the only problem.
Okay.
Right. So you go talk to investors, they're like, "Oh, I heard your app hard to use,"
Mm.
and that investor might also be technically illiterate, right? So do you encounter any of that before or not really?
Not really, because I always focus on just talking about the numbers, like the customers
Right,
and the
right.
revenue.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even if they heard like, okay, it might be too early for the market. That's what I heard before.
Right,
because
right.
We did
Oh, that's
online.
a common
Yeah.
complaint,
Too early
right?
for the market, but then I
Right.
would show like, okay, we already have this number of students.
Right.
Means it's not early. We just need
Yeah,
to push more. So yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny because, I talked to this guy. You know how you have KFC and McDonald's, they got the kiosk screens now?
Yeah.
So I was saying, like, maybe we can do that in Burma,
Mm.
right? And then on the idle time, you can display banner ads from other shop, but not competing restaurant, but maybe
Yeah.
from other
Different
shops.
products.
Yeah. So you can get double the money.
Mm.
Plus, if it fail, you still got the TVs to keep, right? Because they want something to hold, right? And then the guy said, it's too early. Like, come on, is this 2025 or what? What do you mean too early, right?
Yeah.
And then I show him on the phone. The app is already done.
Mm.
So I say on the phone you can do this, and you just make a big screen. The same app gonna be
Yeah.
bigger. That's all you need to do. So, yeah. So sometimes it's a bit of a funny thing with these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the customer you're serving. Like, I was serving those type of like low infrastructure, little knowledge of digital tools. Those customers for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So when I actually tried to develop my own app, I had to actually adjust myself a lot. My mindset is always like,
Right.
it's too much for them. We can't do that.
Right.
So I had to readjust my own thinking. Like, okay,
Yeah.
no, if I give it, they can probably figure it out.
Yeah, because you're being self-censoring to
Yeah.
cut down the
Yes.
app. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, so those sort of guys. So and then you know how you have this app. Is it a native or is it just web based?
Yeah, so it's web based.
Web based. Oh, that's good because then you can deploy to all the different
Devices,
platforms. Yeah. And is it just in like ASP.NET or
Yeah,
or something? Yeah.
something. Yeah,
It's all right.
yeah.
Right. Go. Yeah. Any plan to do native?
Like the app.
Yeah.
We
Not
have two sides to it. Operation side, web app is fine.
Yeah.
But now we're developing our own video call feature. So
Okay,
for that needs to be on a mobile app.
Okay. The question is, why reinvent the video call? Why not use
The existing ones.
Yeah.
Not necessarily reinventing. It's like existing one with kind of just like packaging it in a way
you call
that's
it
more
API or something.
and
Okay,
then
that's
make
good.
it more convenient.
Make it more within just it doesn't leave the app. Right. That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Cool.